Hi everyone and welcome back. Today I'm gonna show you the few places that you need to visit in the Midlands. Number 1 is Warwick Castle. Warwick Castle, originally built by William the Conqueror during 1068, situated on a meander of the River Avon. The facade overlooking the river was designed as a symbol of the power and wealth of the Boughton earls and would have been of a minimum defense value. This following a trade of 14th century castle being more statements of a power than designed exclusively for military use. The collection of armory on display at Warwick Castle is regarding as second only to that of the Tower of London. Warwick Castle was recognized as Britain's best castle by the Good Britain Guide. In 2003, around this time, it was getting in excess of the 500,000 visitors a year. Inside the castle there are several groups of people made of walks according to their social classes in history. For example, Lord Brooke, a young Winston Churchill, the Prince of Wales who ranked on the upper social classes, but the ordinary people who ranked in the lower social classes earned their existence as best they could. Other tourist attractions include falconers, quest, maze for kids, a bird show featuring bald eagles, vultures and sea eagles. This castle is a perfect area to spend the time with family. If you decide to visit this place, you need to buy a ticket in advance, which cost is £30. I was most impressed by this castle, the history that was created in the form of a video that is played in one of the castle's rooms. I highly recommend to enter in this room, you will be impressed too. Number 2 is Kirby Hall. One of the great Elizabethan houses of England, Kirby Hall was built for Sir Humphrey Stafford of Warwick beginning in 1570. In 1575 the property was purchased by Sir Christopher Hayton of Holdenby, who later became Elizabeth's first Lord Chancellor. His descendant Sir Christopher Hayton III had Inigo Jones rebuild Kirby in Grand Jacobean style, creating a superb symmetrical house set in stylish formal gardens. The gardens were proudly described by the 4th Sir Christopher Hayton as the finest in England. The sad history of this castle is that it was abandoned in 1800s. Its owner moving to a newer, more comfortable home, and it was left to desolation and destruction. Number 3 is Boughton House. The original house was a monastic building, but Sir Edward Montagu purchased it in 1528, just prior to the dissolution of the monasteries, and began to convert it into a mansion. Boughton also has some of the best preserved Baroque state rooms in the British Isles. I didn't have the opportunity to go inside because the house is only open a few times a year. This is the biggest minus of this place. I can only show you some pictures of the interior of the house, which are quite nice, but I found it hard to believe that reality coincides. I don't plan to visit this place ever again, but if you do, please leave a comment with your opinion about this place. Let's have a look at the next location, which is Peveril Castle. The original castle was built by the Peveril family in 12th century and became crown property in 1155 when William Peveril the Younger died. The building of the castle was continued by the Cavendish's two sons, William and John, who were influenced by the Italian-inspired work of the architect Inigo Jones. The tower, known today as the Little Castle, was completed around 1621. Construction was interrupted by the civil wars of 1642 to 1651. The design of the Little Castle was intended to evoke a Norman Great Tower, which is clearly reasonable viewed from a distance, rising sheer from the cliff. The next one is Renishaw House. The house at Renishaw has been the home of the Sitwell family since 1625, when George Sitwell created a small manor house here. Renishaw is one of the most beautiful and enjoyable gardens I've visited in England. Certainly one of the highlights of a visit to Derbyshire and well worth a visit. The hall itself is open to guide tourists during the summer months or to groups by prior arrangement, so make sure when you book your tickets which period of year you are doing this. The last one but not the least is Deene Park. It is a 16th century manor house that has been in the hand of the Broodnail family since 1540. Mementos of the Crimean War make up part of the collection on view to visitors. Other items include a large collection of family portraits and other paintings. The house is arranged around a central courtyard, and outside the house is a large park with formal gardens and a lake as a focal point. The gardens include mixed borders and old-fashioned roses. That was the list of the places I want to share with you. Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell.